Altissimo, overrated or underrated?
Underrated. Altissimo is awesome. I mean, have you heard Gerald Albright? It's crazy. Underrated. Altissimo.
Underrated. Altissimo, overrated or underrated?
Overrated, but that's very personal to me because I don't personally like Altissimo too much. If you want to play more Altissimo on the tenor, just play the alto, you know?
All right, good answer. Okay, wow. Altissimo, overrated or underrated?
Ooh, underrated. Come on.
All right,
Underrated.
fair enough. Altissimo, overrated or underrated?
Oh, that's tough. I've been getting a lot more into it recently. I would say it's underutilized. But lately, there's a lot of guys who can play Altissimo really well. Seamus and Ben and all those guys and Josh and incredible. But yeah, I have some teachers who won't do it. One of my teachers wouldn't teach Altissimo. He didn't like it.
Well, I think he's probably an overrated person. So,
Yeah,
where are you?
I'm kind of in the middle. I find it useful on a lot of things, but it's never been a deal breaker on a gig. Sure.
Properly rated.
Yeah, properly rated. I say properly. Yeah.
Altissimo, the Altissimo range of the saxophone, overrated or underrated?
Ooh, I would definitely say overrated. I think it's way more important to play beautifully in the normal range of the saxophone, and I think we get caught up with these extreme registers that aren't really used that much, more like showy stuff. But obviously you can play lines up there. But I would say overrated.
Nice.
Altissimo.
Altissimo, overrated or underrated?
And you know you're talking to me. Yeah, I live in the upstairs area because I transcribe blues solos, and a lot of when it comes to playing the high peaks of solos, it's like they kind of live up. Probably half of the solo will be up in Altissimo. So I would say maybe I'll say underrated. Because I think it's a good thing to have that. I think also the flute, the upper register in the flute is like false fingerings too. So it's like, theoretically speaking, is it part of the horn or is it not part of the horn? So that's my question.
All right, we got underrated on Altissimo. Altissimo, overrated or underrated?
Underrated for me, but to be honest, I don't like it, use it so much, and sound for me sometimes boring when people like plays a lot Altissimo, so something like this, but I love it, like Sanborn does, or Nelson Rangel.
So it depends on the player.
Yeah, depends on the player. That's right.
I agree with that. Altissimo, is Altissimo overrated or underrated?
Where?
Altissimo, the Altissimo nuts.
Altissimo is overrated, I think. Yeah, on the cylinder or what?
No, on in general.
Underrated. Yeah.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Altissimo, overrated or underrated?
Pass.
The Altissimo range.
Yes.
Overrated or underrated?
I think it's underrated, because I think as we saw in the 70s, a new language for the saxophone was created. People were experimenting with it, experimenting with it. But I think when Michael Brecker and David Sambo and those people came along and others, they took it to a whole nother thing. Now we got people like so many others they do whole etudes up there. Lenny Pickett is one of the greatest Altissimo players. If you ever catch him on Saturday Night Live, great Altissimo player.
Altissimo, overrated or underrated?
Never underrated when put in the right place, at the right time, in the right song, in the right genre. Overrated in any other circumstance.
Okay, nice. Good answer. Altissimo, overrated or underrated?
Ooh, underrated for me because it's an extension of the horn. So I feel like once you get a good grasp of overtones and all the things that you need to do with your oral cavity, I like to use it as a natural extension of the horn. So you should practice it. It's just as much as anything else on the instrument. So for me, it's underrated.
Underrated. Okay. Altissimo, overrated or underrated?
I personally don't use it a lot. I don't use it a lot.
We got another overrated.
Depends, man. It depends. Like there's some folks that use it really well. and they use it in the right context. So I'll say this, if it doesn't serve the music, overrated.
Right. I'm with you on that. Altissimo, overrated or underrated?
Underrated.
Yeah, you're
Altissimo.
Yeah, well, you're a master of the Altissimo range, so I was expecting you to say that.
Yeah.
Altissimo, overrated or underrated?
Overrated. And I'll tell you why. Because playing melodies don't have to be in the birds. See, I didn't hit not one altissimo range. No, melody is more important than how high you can play.
Altissimo, overrated or underrated?
Are we talking about like the certain altissimo range, or just like all of it? Or?
Not necessarily. You know, you could. There's no wrong answers here. And you could say properly rated too.
I think, okay, so let me say the Altissimo G to an A is underrated, and then from A above is overrated.
Wow, that is the most specific answer we've had so far. I love it.